Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about a movie called 5 Feet Apart. I was invited by my friend Tina, who works at CBS, to come to an event, and the whole point of the event was to discuss cystic fibrosis. So I was very happy that she decided to have this event to raise awareness about what cystic fibrosis is. So let's just open it up by saying that I cried while I was watching this movie, and it was more than me in this room. It was a nice room in CBS, and it was an audience of us, and we were all crying. Cystic fibrosis, first, what is it? It is a progressive genetic disease that affects the lungs and digestive system, as well as many other organ systems. It causes thick, sticky mucus to build up in the lungs, which leads to life-threatening lung infections. There are approximately 30,000 people with CF in the United States and 70,000 worldwide. The projected life expectancy for someone with CF is 41 years. Each year, approximately 1,000 people are diagnosed with CF, and nearly half, over 45% of the current CF population is 18 years or older. So in the movie, we meet the two main characters. I mean, they're very young, but they've been dealing with CF their whole life. So as you know, people are diagnosed very young. It's genetic, so it's not like something you just develop over time. It's something that you were born with, basically. So they're in a facility because they need to get help. So in an effort to cure him, they decided to put him on a trial, and they don't know if the medicine is going to work or not. He's just in there. It's very difficult for them, and sometimes people give up. So in this movie, he wasn't really taking his meds. He was like, whatever. His attitude was kind of like, we're all going to die anyway, so you might as well enjoy it while you're here, as if life is just temporary. Like, there's no point, because he has something that is not curable, right? So she is the total opposite. So her and her mom has this really close relationship. It's so beautiful. Reminds me of me and my mom's relationship. And she also has a sister. So in the beginning of the movie, we get to see her sister going out, having fun, celebrating her birthday, etc. And basically just being in touch with her sister, who's in the facility trying to get help with her cystic fibrosis. So in the movie, as you know, cystic fibrosis causes a lot of mucus, and you can see her spitting up, phlegm. It's a lot that she goes through, but it really gives us a perspective of what her lifestyle is. Her sister died, and she did this. It's supposed to be fun, when you jump out of an airplane, you go air diving, but she landed wrong, landed on her neck. She's been holding all this regret because she's like, I should have been there for my sister. She's been there for me throughout the years, and everybody thought I was going to die, and everybody was ready for me to die, but instead my sister died, and that completely broke everybody apart. So she really has something to fight for, she doesn't want to leave her mom. Now, the boy's mom is really, really there for him, but sometimes boys is rebellious. These two end up falling in love with each other. It's such a beautiful movie, and sometimes I think when you're not going through life-threatening situations and you're just out here in the world, just living your life, you find reasons to complain about everything. Like, you come up with the littlest excuses for small, minuscule things. When you watch a movie like this, it really puts it into perspective for you. They have new medications coming out that will help those living with cystic fibrosis. We find out that the girl has a best friend. She's known him since she was 7 years old, and he's also in there, and he's been sick for his life as well. Now, her falling in love with this guy made her so happy and made him so happy. So his 18th birthday was coming. So of course she had to do it big for him. They were always together. And there was this nurse who was so upset about it, because if you have cystic fibrosis, like she has in the movie, and this guy's bacteria, you cannot be next to each other. If you have cystic fibrosis, you cannot be in the same room with somebody, and you have to at least be 6 feet apart. You could be in the same room with them, but like I said, you have to be at least 6 feet apart. But it's not a good idea to be in the same room together. You get what I'm trying to say, especially for your health. So considering the fact they're both trying to get better in this facility, they're making each other sick. So there's a point in the movie where she's like, I just want to be better, because like her stomach got infected because she's eating through a tube. And when you have this condition, to the extent that she had it, she was getting fed by a tube, and it got infected, so she had an emergency surgery, but thank God she came out okay. With that being said, they had this 18-year-old birthday get together. All of them was in the room. They invited some of his friends. Now, at the end of the night, her best friend ends up dying. Now, there was no part in the movie where it said this person died because he was next to her or next to him. But it's fair to say, most likely because they were in close proximity, they took a picture together, which means they were obviously less than 6 feet apart. Yeah, he just coded out of nowhere, and of course that broke her heart because she wanted to do something nice for the boy that she loved and ended up losing her best friend. It changed her whole perspective on life in general. She said, that's my best friend in the world and I never even hugged him. Now everything reverses because now he cares about his life and he thinks he can actually get better because she helped him to think in that mind frame, and now she's like, I don't care anymore. I guess a little bit from the facility there's lights, and she wanted to go up a hill of some sort to see the lights, and he of course is not going to let her go by herself, but he really didn't want to go. They're horsing around, playing around, they're young, whatever, have fun, right? But she decides she wants to slide on the ice. That is very scary and very dangerous. And on top of that, you know, they're hitting her up. They're like, listen, this girl's coming to the facility. She has lungs that match your blood type. Come back. We're going to do the surgery and we're going to get you new lungs because, as I already said, cystic fibrosis heavily affects your lungs, and that's what she needed. She falls on the ice. It cracks. He goes to save her. Now, she's drowning. He, luckily, thank God, finds her arm, pulls her up on the ice, but now she's unconscious. So, if they touch each other, he can die, she can die. You don't really know what's going to happen, but him especially, because with the bacteria, the worst person for him to be next to is a person that has cystic fibrosis, because it really could kill him, and it's very life-threatening, but he loved her so much, he gave her mouth to mouth. Clearly, they're less than 6 feet apart at this point. And actually, for half of the movie, they started to become 5 feet apart, or a quarter of the movie. I don't know how much of the movie, but she decided to be 5 feet apart away from him because she said, I'm going to still 1 foot apart from the 6 feet in life. If you're going to do all of this to me in life, cystic fibrosis, I'm going to still 1 foot. So for a part of the movie, they were 5 feet apart, hence the title 5 feet apart. And now he's unconscious on the water. She's unconscious because it looked like the resuscitation wasn't exactly working, or mouth to mouth rather wasn't exactly working. And she wakes up, thank God. Now they're in the hospital. She's coughing uncontrollably. He's trying to breathe. It was just a really powerful moment. And she's like, I don't want the lungs, I don't want the lungs. He says, no, you're gonna take the lungs. And guess what? She takes the lungs. She's fine. She wakes up from surgery. Now he is outside because in the facility they have glass windows. He's outside of the window looking at her. She can't speak. She has a, I don't know what you would really call this, but a medical tube down her throat, and she cannot speak. So what he did, he recorded a video basically saying, I love you so much. Seeing you unconscious and almost die made me realize that I don't want to lose you and we cannot be next to each other. So he decides that he's going to transfer to another facility, and he's outside of the window talking to her like, listen, I love you, I'm always gonna love you, I just want you to get better. But he brought the lights to her, so they did this whole arrangement. So whatever lights she wanted to see, which she didn't get to see because she fell in the water, she brought it, put it outside of her room, and then said, listen, don't look at me, I'm going to walk away now, I love you so much, but I can't stand you looking at me, and I can't leave while you look at me, so please close your eyes so we have a fighting chance to survive. And she closed her eyes, he walked away, she woke up, he wasn't there. Well, not woke up, but she opened her eyes and he wasn't there, and it's just, she's crying hysterically, and it hurt to watch because you don't really know what other people are going through. That's the whole thing. You know, I have a friend, Tina, who goes through this, and you would never know she goes through this, and because she comes off so strong. And it's just, imagine how many people in the world are going through things like this or similar things like this, and I feel like we take life for granted. Eating is not something everybody can do regularly. There are certain regimens people have to do. You may think they're in shape just to be in shape, but you don't know what medical issues they're going through. How do you find love if you're going through something like that? You have to find somebody that's willing to accept you and understand that you may not live as long as they will live. And just falling in love with somebody who has something that can actually kill you, it was just a really deep movie, and it really opened my eyes. So I feel like I'm very grateful for that experience. It made me want to look at life differently, treat people, I don't treat people bad, but I'm just saying, like, if you ever see anybody who's angry, anybody who lashes out, who comes off very negative, maybe they're going through something you just don't know about. You may assume you know everything about somebody, but how could you? You only know what people want you to know. You only know what people decide to show you. So with that being said, I feel like I donated at the event. It was nice. You were able to buy roses. You were able to donate. They had a raffle. It was cool. I actually won one of the raffles, and I never won anything. So if you want to give back, the link will be underneath. And I just want to share what the movie was about and share the experience and how it made me feel, which was very appreciative, and understand that life is really short and you just don't know. Like, you could be here one day and gone tomorrow. So if you haven't watched the movie, I think you should watch it, because me talking and you seeing it and you seeing the tears and the emotion, etc., is nothing in comparison to what the real movie is. You just have to see it. But thanks for watching.